evening. You're watching Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community, the news you can trust, events that recognize our culture and celebrate our South Asian community. I'm Nidhi Kathuria coming to you from our ITV Gold studio in New Jersey. In the news this evening, Ram Madhav launches Partitioned Freedom book with prominent Indian American community in attendance. Indian American Uday Tambar appointed to Advisory Board for Racial Justice Charter Amendments in New York City. Radha Iyengar Plumb of Indian American descent has been appointed as the Deputy Undersecretary of Defense in the United States. Yash Raj Mukherjee's latest musical video Pachas featuring Sachin Tendulkar goes viral. Pakistani-Canadian writer Tariq Fateh dies at 73. Vidyut Jamwal's IB-71, a top-secret mission to protect India, trailer released. Stay with us on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community for news in detail right after this short break. On 15th August 1947, India achieved independence amidst the tragic partition of the country and the birth of Pakistan. Despite nobody wanting it, the partition could not be averted. This event brings to mind the British partition of Bengal in 1905, which the Indian National Congress vehemently opposed through the Vande Mataram movement, eventually forcing the British to rescind the partition in 1911. The fact that the same country which defeated the British plans to partition a single province failed to prevent the partition of the entire country decades later raises questions about the reasons behind the failure and those responsible for it. These queries are explored in Partitioned Freedom, a book authored by Ram Madhav, former General Secretary BJP, member of the Governing Council of Indian Foundation, Delhi, India, and NEC member RSS. During the book launch and signing event that took place on April 23rd in Edison, New Jersey, Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh commended the author's outstanding work, while other dignitaries were also present. Watch the highlights.
It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the launch of the book Partitioned Freedom by Sri Ram Madhavji. I'd like to welcome our esteemed guest, Sri Ram Madhavji, former General Secretary of BJP, member Governing Council India Foundation, and NEC member of RSS. The book Partitioned Freedom examines the partition of India in 1947 and the impact it had on the Indian subcontinent. The book provides a detailed historical account of the events that led to the partition and the aftermath of the division of India. So Partitioned Freedom is a well-researched and thought-provoking book that provides a comprehensive account of one of the most significant historical events in Indian history. It's a must-read for anyone who's interested in the history and politics of India. So I hope that this book will contribute to a deeper understanding of the partition and lasting impact it has had on the Indian subcontinent. So I encourage everyone to read the book. Thank you for joining us.
First, to answer H.R. Shahji's question, which I privately clarified to him, why this book now? The reason was about 2 years back, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, gave a call to people of India that while we celebrate 15th of August every year as India's Independence Day, we should not forget 14th of August when India was partitioned. And that partition was a very tragic history The tragic history also must be remembered, if not for any other reason, at least to draw necessary lessons for our present and the future. So since then, every year on 14th of August, across India, so many events take place to generally remember the period of partition and try to understand what led to that kind of a very unfortunate situation in our country in 1947. This book throws some light on a sequence of events that have culminated in the tragic division or partition of our country. As an author, naturally, I would be more than eager to talk about my book. But my publishers will be unhappy. Because if I tell you about everything in the book, you won't read, you won't buy it. So I will just highlight a couple of aspects that are there in this book. Those who are interested can get more details from the book itself. Now, this book is about two partitions. One partition we know in 1947, India was partitioned into Hindustan and Pakistan. But 42 years before that, in 1905, the first attempt by the British at dividing the people of India on religious lines happened in the form of the partition of one Indian state called Bengal. Bengal was the largest Indian state at that time. Those days, Bengal also included entire Bihar of today, entire Jharkhand of today, entire Assam and Assam of today essentially, and entire Bengal, including Bangladesh of today. This was the then Bengal of the British time Bengal. This Bengal, which had 80 million people at that time, was divided into Hindu and Muslim Bengal. One part was called South Bengal, one part was called North Bengal. East Bengal and West Bengal, South and North Bengal. East Bengal and West Bengal. When that partition happened in 1905, the whole country stood up against it. People, not just, when the partition happened, the then governor, Viceroy, Lord Curzon, wrote to London that, when we partition Bengal, nothing is going to happen. At the most, the Bengali will be unhappy. The Bengali may complain. But what actually happened was, the whole country rose in revolt against that partition. Those who have read in Indian schools would know, we come across a chapter on Vande Mataram movement. This Vande Mataram movement was essentially a movement opposing partition of this province of Bengal. Lala Lajpat Rai in Punjab, Balagangadhar Tilak in Maharashtra, and Bipin Chandra Pal in Bengal. They led the movement, and that's why it is called Lal Bal Pal Trio. The result of that movement was that after 6 years, in 1911, King George V had to rush back to India to declare that they are annulling this partition, they are cancelling this partition.
It's a great pleasure. We all are gathered here to welcome a real leader, a great thinker, and great writer, Sri Ram Madhavji. Please welcome him today. He is not only thinker and writer, but he also a juggernaut among all the thinkers and writers in India. He has kind of proactively stimulated all the thinker and writer in India and started politically as well as literally. So thank you, Madhavji. You have done a great job for us. Madhavji is a symbolizes a need for a freedom of the thoughts and freedom of the speech and ideas, and for which he demonstrated how we all can express our speech, our thought, our ideology in the democracy. Looking back at our motherland's history, it's very important not only for our Indian population or Indian American here outside India, but also whole world. Because India, as you know now, has 1.4 billion people. So history of the country, which is moving upward very fast, going to be most likely third largest economy within next 5 years. So the history of that country is very important, and I really appreciate Madhavji that he took time out and gave us some thinking about it, and we can express our thoughts, our kind of freedom of the speech and freedom of the ideology. I am very aware of this important as a publisher of several newspaper and 24/7 TV channel, Parik Worldwide Media. Our focus is mainly Indian American and Indian diaspora in America, and would like to kind of inform them completely and truthfully and correctly. So thank you, Madhavji, that you are doing such a great work for us, and I wish you all the best. And we all are here, Indian American, at your service whenever you need us. Thank you.
Through this medium, I would like to tell our all the NRI friends that there is a great transformation that is taking place in Bharat, and all NRIs should feel proud of the great changes that are taking place in India, and they should try and become a part of that great journey that India has embarked on now to become in next 2 decades a Vishwa Guru. So that is the important mission with which Indian government under Prime Minister Modi is working. Every Indian, wherever he is living, should try to become a part of that mission. NRI community has always been a great supporter of India's development and progress. So whenever we come here, we get a lot of love and support from the members of the Indian community, Indian diaspora here, and that gives us more confidence, more enthusiasm, more strength, with which when we go back, we work much more actively, much more, with much more involvement. We will always be thankful to our community members.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams has appointed Uday Tambar, an Indian American, to a newly formed advisory board responsible for implementing the Racial Justice Charter amendments. The 15-member board will ensure that the city leads the nation in innovative racial equity work and carries out the newly enshrined charter changes. Tambar, the president and CEO of New York Junior Tennis and Learning, has devoted much of his career to serving youth and has a proven commitment to racial equity. The board will collaborate with the Mayor's Office of Equity to tackle the structure, design, and development of the new forthcoming office and commission, as well as the citywide racial equity plans and the true cost of living measure. Radha Iyengar Plumb, a national security expert, has been confirmed by the U.S. Senate as the Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition and Sustainment, making her the latest Indian American to be named for a key position by the Biden administration. Prior to her current position as Chief of Staff to the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Plumb worked at Google and Facebook and also held senior staff positions at the Department of Defense, the Department of Energy, and the White House National Security Council. She has a PhD and MS in economics from Princeton University and a BS from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Yash Raj Mukhate, a notable figure in social media and music production, renowned for his inventive and entertaining remixes, has returned with yet another enjoyable video. In this instance, he has partnered with none other than legendary cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, who is celebrating his 50th birthday today. Alongside the numerous birthday wishes being received by Sachin, Mukhate has also conveyed his own personal message to the Master Blaster through his signature music style, and the outcome is simply extraordinary. A text overlay for the video reads, "When you can make songs but not a conversation." Mukhate's latest video titled Pachas featuring Sachin Tendulkar has effectively captivated the internet. Enjoy the video.
सर आप वो स्वीप शॉट बहुत अच्छा मारते हो सर।
हाँ वो स्वीप शॉट होता है।
हाँ वो आपका स्क्वायर कट भी अच्छा है सर, बहुत सही लगता है सर वो
स्क्वायर कट।
वो भागते वक्त पैड में वो होता है क्या सर ऐसा, मतलब पिच पे?
तुमने गाना बनाने की कोशिश की है?
मैं गाना ही बनाता हूँ सर, आप गाओगे?
एक वर्ड बोलूंगा बस, उससे नहीं।
एक वर्ड गाओगे?
कोशिश करूंगा।
1 2 3
50।
Tariq Fateh, a well-known Pakistan-born Canadian columnist, political activist and television host, has passed away at the age of 73 after a prolonged battle with cancer. Tariq Fateh was born on November 20, 1949 in Karachi, Pakistan. He migrated to Canada in the early 1980s and worked as a political activist, journalist, and television host. He's authored several books including Chasing a Mirage, The Tragic Illusion of an Islamic State, and The Jew is Not My Enemy, Unveiling the Myths That Fuel Muslim Anti-Semitism. Mr. Fateh was known for his progressive views on Islam and his fiery stance on Pakistan. He called himself an Indian born in Pakistan and a Punjabi born into Islam. Continuing with the news on entertainment on ITV Gold, watch Shashi Kapoor and Nanda's romantic drama Jab Jab Phool Khile this Friday at 8:30 p.m. EST. The songs of this 1965 blockbuster film by the music composing duo Kalyanji Anandji, assisted by then little-known Lakshmikant Pyarelal, are highlights of the film with lyrics by Anand Bakshi. Jab We Met, starring Kareena Kapoor and Shahid Kapoor, screens on Saturday 1 p.m. EST. A romantic comedy written and directed by Imtiaz Ali. Watch Hema Malini, Anil Kapoor and Madhuri Dixit in the comedy film Jamai Raja on Sunday at 3 p.m. EST. That's all for Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community tonight. If you have any feedback, suggestions or community news you'd like for our television and print coverage, we'd love to hear. Email us at events@itvgold.com. Give us a follow on our Facebook handle at itvgold. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and pick up a free copy of Desi Talk at the Tri-State or Chicago region for news, entertainment and events. Alternatively, you can also read the News India Times newspaper either online at www.newsindiatimes.com, or you can get a hard copy of the same by calling 212-675-7515. Thanks for tuning in. This is Nadi Kathuria signing off. Happy Monday.